Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lipstick and Combat Boots. I'm Tammy, of course, and today I have my friend with me, Misha. Say hey, Misha.
Hey, everybody.
So listen, I convinced Misha to come hang out with me, which in and of itself was a miracle. So there's no telling what we're going to talk about today. But I do know we want to talk about relationships. And one of the first things I want to talk about, because y'all know I'm old and married. I'm older than Misha. I'm married, been married a long time. Misha is single, but Misha's also like divorced single. So she has like, you know, a unique perspective. But this generation, I was talking to Misha earlier. Did I just call you somebody else?
No, you said Misha.
Oh, okay. Because we got this thing where I call Misha somebody else. Okay. So we were talking about how this generation looks at the word submission like it's a cuss word. And why do you think that is? Because like for me, having been married as long as I've been married, and y'all, I'm fat, and so I got some cookies here, so don't mind me. So the idea of submitting to my husband is not like crazy for me. You know, why do you think people have such a hard time with the idea of women submitting to their husbands?
Probably was taught wrong.
Come on, taught wrong.
Submission was probably taught wrong. It probably still being taught wrong. Like they make it seem like you got to be a doorknob, like or a doormat.
True.
You know, so I get. And most women these days are independent. They're I can do it myself. Like I can get the job done myself, or I don't need him to do this.
I know y'all hear me eat this cookie and but even with that, I feel like you can be independent and still be submissive.
You feel that way.
So you don't think that's possible?
I do, but I think we live in a generation that may not think so because of how people make it seem. Like it really don't. I've heard it taught a way where I'm like, okay, cool, but I've also heard it a way like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that.
Okay, so maybe the first thing we need to do is define submission.
Yeah.
So the church definition, and this is not like a, you know, quote for quote definition. This is just the idea of it. The idea when it's taught in church is like, depending on the church you were raised in, because it can get to the extreme. Yeah. Depending on the church you were raised in, there are some that say women like sit over there, shut up, be quiet. You don't say anything unless your husband tells you can speak. Like, and that is definitely the extreme. That is nowhere near what we're talking about. I think the way I was raised with it, the idea of it that I was raised with was more so my husband is like the head of my household. He leads my household. He leads our marriage. He leads our family. And I think when it's just said like that without a lot of understanding, women are like, I don't need nobody to lead me. Like, why he got to lead? But I think the idea of it is that I trust him. And I trust him because he's proven himself to be trustworthy. And you know what I'm saying? So I can lean into that and not have to worry about it because I trust that he's going to make the right decisions for our family.
So I've heard it taught like, it's like women, you have to, all right, so this is my perspective that I heard. That is sound crazy to me. So it's almost like that you have to submit to them in a way, and like it's not in return. But I heard it taught a way is like, no, each person submits themselves one to another. True.
And I think when it's one-sided, I think it's unhealthy, especially if your partner is narcissistic. I think that's when it can be unhealthy. But I think it's still a learning curve. I think that as you kind of get in your relationship and get in your marriage and all of that stuff, you kind of start creating the lines. You know what I'm saying? Like, your boundary may not be my boundary. Like, the boundary lines that you have for your marriage may not be the same ones for mine. So I think that as you walk in relationship, you kind of define the lines or you know, create the lines for your marriage. And sometimes you learn, like, my idea of something is a little too extreme, so I'll dial it back a little bit. Yeah. You know, but I think that that's what is very important for the people in the relationship to recognize that the importance is for the team to win, and not because I've always said, like, I can have a win for Tammy, but it'd be like a loss for Team Haddon. And I think when you're focused on the win for the team, you're willing to do what's best for the marriage. Did you submit as a wife?
Probably not. Probably not.
Really?
Like I mean,
you were rebellious.
Like, probably so. Probably. Oh, I was like 22 when I got married, so I didn't. And I grew up in a space or environment that made me look at submission like, I'm not doing that.
Is this kind of like a mukbang podcast? Because I'm eating. Because
you over there eating, having a good time. Listen. So, I mean, probably not, but I didn't look at, first of all, I was immature. That's number one. And I didn't have the right understanding of submission. So, like, now, I think I have a better understanding of submission because I can actually see it, like, Got you. In reality. Like, I see you and Gerald's marriage, and I can see what it actually looks like for real, and it's not like, go sit down and shut up and go. Like, he
be trying it. He tried it. I'd be like, so, who? What now? No, I'm a good submissive wife.
Yeah,
but Gerald will try it. But I think one of the and I don't want to make it seem like I'm a submissive wife just because like I'm so perfect in this. I think he's made it easy to submit to him.
Yeah,
you know, I do understand the challenge that some women have submitting to a man, first of all, that has no freaking clue where he's like, where we going? Listen. Yo, where you leading me?
Listen.
You know, like you want, like, I'm the leader. Okay, where we going?
To lead myself.
Exactly. And so I think it's hard to lean in when he doesn't know where he's going or what he's doing. I think it can be hard to submit when he's a narcissist because it goes overboard.
Yeah.
You know, much. But I think for me specifically, it's been easier because Gerald doesn't like, how am I trying to say it? Like, he doesn't overdo the fact that he knows I respect him in that area. Like, he's not making all these crazy demands.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see that.
Because you got some men that's making some crazy demands. Like, he don't bother me. He got a problem with my shoulders being out every now and then. I don't know. I said, of all the things, you want my shoulders covered. Yikes.
For real?
But, girl, you know, everything, he'll always be like, you got your shoulders out. Or he'll like, I honest to God, do not know if he's joking or if he's serious. Because I'm like, of all the things, the shoulders. But he's always talking about it. But yeah, he doesn't mess with me about what I wear, what I do, really. He's very, you know. I got a good one. How about that?
You got a good one.
I question it every now and then because he gets on my last nerve. He's gifted at it. So I question it every now and then. But yeah, I think I got a good one. Okay, so I don't think that there's anything wrong with submission. I think that we are supposed to submit to our spouses, not to our boyfriends.
Side pieces.
Not to the side pieces. Not to somebody you met on Tinder, or what's the other ones? I'm so old. What's the other ones?
Sneaky links.
Shut up. It's some constant. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's an actual thing called sneaky links.
Sneaky links.
So wait a minute. But if it's a dating app, why is it sneaky? So is this like a cheating dating app?
I don't even think that's an app. That's just something they call it.
Oh, they call it.
It's just something. You got something going on you ain't supposed to be doing. It's a sneaky link.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
I feel sorry for y'all.
It used to be cut buddies and
what?
Friends with benefits.
Okay, that one I know. I'm not so old. I get the friends with benefits
back in the day.
Cut, C-U-T?
Cut buddies. They cut. They refer to it as cut.
Are you
cut buddy?
Serious?
Absolutely.
I've never heard this kind of stuff at all.
And I'm from Atlanta too, so that might be Atlanta lingo.
Yeah, listen. I have never heard this. But I feel like submission is good with your spouse. But you do not have to submit to a boyfriend. You don't have to submit to a sneaky link.
Absolutely.
You don't have to submit to a side piece, any of that craziness. And if a man suggests that you submit to him and I was going to say he's not doing anything for you, but you got some men nowadays that'll take care of you, do some stuff, but you still ain't my husband. Yeah. You know, Gerald didn't know I could cook for real. We dated for 9 years.
And you never cooked, Tammy.
Yeah, but I didn't cook worth nothing. I remember making Gerald some pancakes, and I straight used water instead of milk. I was like, shit, he won't know. You not, and so but when you think about it, let me show you how backwards that thinking is. So I was saying to myself, I'm not going to cook for you. You're not going to get all of this. But I had slept with him. That's such backwards thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting these fluffy pancakes. But you can get this, right?
Yeah.
My God, that's so backwards. And I think women think like that quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And now I can't even judge nobody. I can't even, like, jump down nobody's throat because I did it myself.
Well, because sex is mutual.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Mutual is beneficial for both. Well,
I don't know about that. And I'm going to tell you why. And as I say this has nothing to do with me and my sex life. Okay. Come on. No, I'm just saying. But, no, like, in my conversations with women, and I think I've probably talked to you guys about this before, in my conversation with women and wives and all of that, the female orgasm has been fleeting in many relationships. Like, there are a lot of women that are not sexually satisfied, but they are satisfied sexually. By that, I mean this. They may not have orgasms. It may be something that's super quick. It's just, but what they get in exchange for it is the closeness, the connection. And I think that's what a lot of women are going for. It's like, if this is the only time I can connect with him, the only time I can be close to him, I'll take it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know that many of them, I would venture to say, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I venture to say that most women that are having sex just, with are probably not getting everything they need. Right. And I'm old. You can tell me if I'm wrong. You can be like, no, it's a new day, baby. We get ours.
I would say I can see how that's true, but I also know it's a generation that be like, no.
Listen, it's a generation that's doing some stuff. I'm like,
you gonna get yours.
How are y'all still walking around healthy? Like, what's that? So you don't need a wheelchair or nothing. You don't need no kind of help. Like, I'm trying to figure out, how are you making it?
I see what you're saying. I hear you, but it's different now. Like, I think once upon a time, women were kind of like, they didn't care if they
Ooh, I got to take a bite of cookie.
But it's not, I think we live different days. Because it's so many different people. They're crazy. It's wild. Like, it's so, sex ain't just sex no more. It's just you adding and you pushing the envelope. It's so many things, though. People incorporating toys, and it's just, I think everybody's all right. I think women are right at this point in life.
The way you just said it, you didn't seem like no 30-year-old. You seem like a 60-year-old church mother. You said, listen, these people got toys. They got toys. They got everything. And I'm like, do I have a toy?
I think they're all right. Like, I for real, seriously. Once upon a time, women were kind of like,
But now it's like, I'm going to get mine.
Yeah. Like you ain't finna be the only one getting something out of this.
Okay. Ooh. Would you tell? First of all, you better not be having sex with nobody. That's because you ain't married.
That's right.
You ain't married. You better not be having sex with nobody. And I don't care if you be like, what? I hate when church people do that. If you watching my podcast, I said you better not be having no sex if you ain't married.
Team celibate.
But Team celibate. Listen, woo. So, well, not me. I can't. I don't think my husband would. I don't think my husband would go for it.
Nope.
But so sexually now, do you think a woman would be honest with a man and tell? Let's say she really likes this dude, and from what I'm understanding, it's hard to find a nice, decent man nowadays. From what I've been told, that checks many of the boxes.
Faithful.
That's a big box. Let's say he checks that. He's standing in that faithful box. And then, he's got some other things going for him. Mm-hmm. But let's say you're having sex and you should not be, but you're having sex. Mm-hmm. And he's not.
He's doing it. He getting the job done.
Do you tell him?
Yes.
Shut up. You tell him? Yeah. What do you say?
I don't know. He's just happy.
Would you be like, let me take you to breakfast? Like,
no, I didn't.
Let's go to brunch. I need to talk to you.
You got to tell him in the moment.
No, you would not. You would tell him in the moment.
You got to adjust some things because if he ain't, why?
No,
wait
I don't mean just like in the moment. Like maybe let me change. Like let me put my leg down. Like I don't mean like that. I mean like overall, he's just not.
He's not good.
Yeah, but he's wonderful. Like he's gorgeous. Great job, career, intelligent, intellectual. He's checking all your boxes. He's just a sexual infant.
I would tell him so we can work on it because I'm not throwing nobody like that away. We gonna have to take some.
We got work to do.
Yeah, take some classes. I don't know something, but I'm not. I wouldn't throw that away because of sex though.
Okay, another question, and you can answer for other women because you better not be having sex.
That's right.
Would you marry a man without having experienced him sexually?
Yeah, I would. I just believe you can things can be taught. You can learn or you can adjust.
And clearly you can buy toys.
Improvise. It's ways around that these days.
There's a toy chest in the kids' room and then you got your own.
Right. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I would.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But then, when I say stuff like that, people are like, well, you've been married. Like because I've been married so long, my opinions don't count. Duh. Like, I got opinions.
I mean, sex is important, but you got a good man and he don't perform sexually. We gonna figure it out.
Yeah, because what would you do? Yeah, what would you do if you married a man that was amazing in bed and something happened and then he couldn't?
He was a dog.
He couldn't,
okay.
Or he couldn't perform anymore.
You gotta figure it out. You made a bad choice. I don't know, but absolutely, it's ways around that. We can figure that out.
So, sex is not the most important thing on your list in wanting a mate.
Absolutely.
How big of a role does it play?
It's big. It's pretty big, but it ain't like the most important thing on there.
Okay, with that said, and y'all, I'm enjoying this conversation. Yes, those of you that may be listening are like, wait a minute, I thought she was a pastor. Yes. I'm a woman as well. And these are real conversations that a lot of young women that I talk to, and older women too, have these kind of conversations. So let's talk about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Does size matter?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, because you got to get the job done. You can't,
Really?
All right, so my
really is not surprised. Like it don't matter to me. I'm just.
This is for me. All right, too small is a problem, and I think too big is a problem. I think both. I tell all my friends that too small and too big is a problem.
When I was younger, way younger. One of my best friends back in the day, it was a guy she really liked. They dated. And she literally broke up with this guy. I never forget. She said, and the way her conversation was, because I was there, she said, my doctor has advised me not to fool with you. Like, you're messing me up. I was like, Jesus, what's happening here? But she really broke up with him. She was like, I cannot be in a sexual relationship with you. Like, you're not normal. And my doctor has advised me not to deal with you.
It's a problem. Too small and too big is a problem.
Jesus.
Can't fool with either one.
These streets is reckless. I done been out of them for a long time.
Listen,
Oh, my God. So, look, this is my podcast. We can say whatever we want to say. Perfect size.
Ooh.
And somebody might be listening that likes you, and what you about to say might count them out. They might be like, shoot, I almost had
so bad.
0.5 of another inch. I'd have had her.
Oh, perfect size.
This cookie is blessing me. Maybe because I'm a little uncomfortable with the conversation, but go ahead.
She got cookies. I'm going to say give or take 9-ish, somewhere in 9.
Wait a minute, what?
Give or take. I don't know, maybe.
Wait a minute.
I don't want to get
you
too graphic.
Said give or take.
I don't want to
9 inches. Is that what you said? That's 3 inches short of a ruler.
9 inches?
This is 12.
Dude, tell me that's not 12.
I'm telling you, that's about the size of a ruler.
I promise you that ain't no ruler size.
I promise you.
This is a ruler.
No, not.
You right, it might be a little longer than that. But that ain't no ruler, Tammy.
If this is a ruler, hold on, we about to find out.
Tammy,
hold on, because I got my, you got a little measuring thing on your iPhone.
I'm finna ask Siri.
Hold on, we about to figure it out. Siri can't show you.
I'm finna ask how many inches is a ruler?
12 inches.
Is it really?
Yes. Oh. Okay, I'm about to figure out something. Here we go.
Give or take.
Y'all work with us for just a second. I'm almost there. Okay, we about to.
We need a ruler in here. Who got a ruler?
This right here, this thing that we're recording onto is 13 inches. So about here, back is about 9 inches.
I can't turn it. Can you turn it?
No.
Or is it gonna mess up?
Misha, it's like this. It's like that.
Is that bad?
No, I'm just trying to make sure you're clear. Listen, 9 it is. Misha said 9.
Around 9. Give
Misha,
or take.
you've probably knocked out most of the men that are looking.
That's so bad. Not most of you. Tell me. You never know. You never know.
Maybe I just feel like I feel like after my husband, they stopped making them worth anything. Maybe that's just, because I don't know.
Take, though.
Well, that might explain why so many women just allow men to just do whatever they want to do to them, and they tolerate it.
Because of size?
The 9-inch rule. Like, maybe it's like, but you don't understand. Maybe I just don't understand. See, y'all got to help me. Maybe that's what it is.
No, I don't think it's because of sex. Because most times, I don't know. I don't think it's sex.
I have a married friend that's been married a long, long time. Her and her husband actually do marriage ministry. One of her theories is that I don't care how, what the relationship is like. I don't care where we live. I don't care how much money he makes. Like, I don't care what it is. If the sex were bad, you would not stay. She thinks that most women stay in even subpar relationships because the sex is amazing.
Is it though? Tammy?
I don't know.
And how old was she? How did she start?
She's my age now. She's like up there.
I just don't think young women
she's
are
not
staying because of sex no more.
in the words of my mother. She's no spring chicken. So she's Now, what'd you say about young people nowadays?
I just don't think women are staying because of sex anymore. I really don't believe that.
Okay, but you got to help me because I've seen some women act a pure fool over somebody that ain't worth, ain't doing nothing. So it's got to be something.
I think people are uncomfortable being alone. And I think they'll take anything versus having nothing.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Because a lot of times it's that people be having to say, oh, he didn't do this, or I got to do this, or I be having to get on top. And it's like, I don't think it's because of that no more. I really think like generation with insecurity. When I tell you, I love that I'm married because I'm sitting here listening to you about these conversations. Like, if I had this conversation with I would have this conversation with my husband. I would be like, you do know that this was boring. Like, sex was boring last night, and you need to do something about it. And he would say the same thing to me, and then we would laugh. Yeah.
And
but
keep
y'all
it moving.
had a lot of sex.
But it's like, we definitely had a lot of sex.
It's like y'all just some good, some bad. It is what it is.
Hold on, let me see if he'll answer the phone. Let's see.
Jacob, like, why are you calling me?
Hold on, let's see. He might be busy. Is this unorthodox? Mm-hmm. What I'm doing?
Mm-hmm. I'm here for unorthodox.
He may not answer. He's in the church working. He may ignore my phone, or he may not even hear it ringing.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Are you busy?
Yes.
Oh, Joe, don't talk to me like that. I'm doing my podcast live. They hear you. They hear you.
Talk to me.
Okay. So Misha and I are in here having a conversation, and we just wanted to call you and get your quick input about this.
Wait, hold on. You on live?
Not on live, but I'm definitely podcasting and recording.
I could have said something crazy.
That's why I tried to stop you.
I could have said something naughty.
But no, that's what we're actually in here doing that right now. Here's my question to you. First of all,
quick, 'cause I am in the middle of
okay, just 20 seconds. How important is sex in a relationship?
Depends on the couple.
Okay, well, to you.
How you asked me how you didn't say how important is it to me.
Well, I just said how important is it to you.
In a relationship.
Okay, how important is it to you?
To me, 50-50.
Is it top 3?
50-50. Okay, she said, like, is it top 3 out of 5?
Huh?
Misha said, is it top 3 things out of 5?
No, because I think like this, if something happened where I couldn't have sex with my wife, would I still be in love with her? Would I still be able to be connected to her?
Okay, good.
You know what I'm saying?
Jordan's in love, though.
It's not that.
Yeah, he's in love.
If she was trying to withhold from me, you get what I'm saying? That's a different story. So
right.
I don't put sex at the top of the list. It's not number one.
Okay.
It's not even, but it's high up there. It's in the top 5.
Okay, so one other question, I'm gonna let you go about that. So we know that it's not like it's in the top 5, but it's not the most important thing, right? But if you're still actively sexual, like you and I both are, right? Our relationship, if you are bored sexually, or it's like, all right, Tammy, it's the same thing over and over again, would you like sit me down and tell me? And how do you think that conversation would go?
Yes, I would sit and tell you, and I know it would go well because the other day you told me, you said, we just had boring sex. You said that sex last night was boring.
I just said that on this podcast, but I said it almost like, what if? I didn't say it actually happened, but okay, it actually happened.
It actually happened. You said last night sex was boring. And I laughed. I agreed. Because here's the crazy thing.
You said, no, what you said was, but we both got to the mountaintop.
You ain't let me finish.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we both made it to it. I agreed. We both made it to where we was trying to get to. But it was boring. And we laughed it off. But here's the thing about marriage and sex. It's like I told Tammy, I said, your favorite restaurant you go to, they're going to let you down sometimes. They're not going to always make the meal. Like one day you might be like, man, it wasn't as good as it usually is. It doesn't mean it's not still your favorite restaurant or your favorite food to eat. Oh. It just meant today wasn't the best it could have been.
Gotcha.
Or, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Like today it wasn't the best it could have been. Hey, who's cooking back there today? Tell him you got to add more spice to it. You know, he didn't
right.
Good cooking today. Is he all right?
Like when you go order your food, you say, you tell the chef, yesterday when I got this, it was cold. I need it a little better.
I need a little better. So when you said that to me, as a couple, I think it was great that we were both able to laugh it off. There's some couples that wouldn't laugh it off.
True.
Some men may be offended or some women may be offended by that. But I think when you build a relationship, not just built on sex, it will help you grow and where you can have those conversations and say, okay, where can I improve? What was wrong with that situation last night or today?
So true.
What would have made it better? Because the bottom line is communication is everything. Y'all have interrupted me while I'm trying to build a church. I'm over here trying
I was just going to say, you sure said you was busy and you done stopped and gave a whole synopsis.
You be blessed. Y'all go with God and he'll go with
Love you, man of God. Bye-bye.
Love you more.
Bishop G. Haddon.
Okay, so we heard it from the mouth of the man of God. See, y'all wasn't gonna tell y'all, but I sure did tell him. I said, but it wasn't that. It was just boring. It was one of those things where we were watching TV, we were doing other stuff. We each had our own snacks. He had his cookies. It was like, hey, you want to? All right, and it was like, yeah, okay. It was what it was, but you know,
I've been married 20 years.
We've been married a long, long time.
Every time ain't gonna be, you know.
We've been married a long, long time. Well, I think that this conversation was very interesting.
It was.
I think that I need to have you back.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that we need to talk about all kinds of stuff. I think we need to talk about all kinds of stuff from you all's perspective because, you know, yours is a little different than mine. And because I tend to get hungry, maybe the next time could be an actual mukbang. That would be so cute, wouldn't it?
Your shrimp and crabs.
I know.
Your peeled shrimp and juice crab.
Yes. So listen, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Do me a favor, subscribe to the Lipstick and Combat Boots podcast. And for those of you that want to connect with me on a more, I don't want to say intimate level, but a closer type of connection, go to my Patreon, right? Mm-hmm. And there are some things, even some one-on-one type mentorship type things that we have over there. So go to my Patreon page, Tammy Haddon, and sign up for something over there. Reach out to me if you have any questions, right? Tammy at breatheatl.com. And I promise you I will respond. Thank you, Misha.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Had a blast. See you guys next time.